The evening settled softly down upon the streets of old Istanbul. The city shimmered in the distance beneath a sky of fading blue. The cafés hummed with quiet voices, the Bosphorus reflected gold, and somewhere near the Galata lights a story began to unfold. I didn't know your name, I didn't know your heart, but something in that moment felt different from the start. Beneath the Galata lights, the city seemed to disappear. It was only you and I, standing somewhere between far and near. Beneath the Galata lights, the night felt warm and bright, and though we were strangers then, I still remember that night. The ferries crossed between two worlds as evening drifted through the air. The music from a distant cafe seemed to follow everywhere. You smiled and time slowed down, like the city paused a while, and every lantern on the streets reflected in your eyes. I didn't know your name, I didn't know your heart, but something in that moment felt different from the start. Beneath the Galata lights, the city seemed to disappear. It was only you and I, standing somewhere between far and near. Beneath the Galata lights, the night felt warm and bright, and though we were strangers then, I still remember that night. Maybe some cities hold a kind of magic, maybe some meetings are meant to be. Maybe every road we take leads us where we're meant to see. And maybe years from now, when memories return to life, I'll still remember where it began. Beneath the Galata lights, beneath the Galata lights, the city seemed to disappear. It was only you and I, standing somewhere between far and near. Beneath the Galata lights, the night felt warm and bright, and though we were strangers then, I still remember that night. Beneath the Galata lights, where the story began. The city stretched across the water, between two worlds beneath the stars. The ferries moved through quiet waves like tiny lights in the dark. The evening breeze carried music from cafés by the shore, and somehow everything felt different than it had before. I can't explain why I felt this way, but something told me this night would stay. Across two continents, between the sea and sky, I found a feeling I couldn't name the moment you walked by. Across two continents, where two worlds become one, a story quietly began before it had begun. The Bosphorus reflected moonlight, the city glowed in gold. The streets were filled with voices and stories left untold. You looked at me for just a second, but somehow time stood still, like every road had led me there against my own free will. I can't explain why I felt this way, but something told me this night would stay. Across two continents, between the sea and sky, I found a feeling I couldn't name the moment you walked by. Across two continents, where two worlds become one, a story quietly began before it had begun. Maybe some cities hold a secret hidden deep inside the night, where strangers become memories beneath the lantern light. And maybe every crossing between one shore and another brings two hearts together like no place can discover. Across two continents, between the sea and sky, I found a feeling I couldn't name the moment you walked by. Across two continents, where two worlds become one, a story quietly began before it had begun. Across two continents, I knew I'd remember you.
The ferry drifted through the water as the evening turned to gold. The city stretched across the shoreline like a story being told. The waves reflected fading sunlight, the seagulls crossed the sky, and somewhere between two continents you were standing by my side. The world felt wide. yet somehow small, as if the moment held it all. The ferry left at sunset across the Bosphorus sea. The city slowly faded behind, but you stayed close to me. The ferry left at sunset beneath the painted sky, and for the first time in a while, everything felt right. The breeze carried distant music from cafés by the shore. The lights began to wake across the hills as daylight was no more. We talked about forgotten dreams and places yet to see, while Istanbul drifted around us like a living memory. The world felt wide, yet somehow small, as if the moment held it all. The ferry left at sunset across the Bosphorus sea. The city slowly faded behind, but you stayed close to me. The ferry left at sunset beneath the painted sky, and for the first time in a while, everything felt right. Maybe happiness is simple, a quiet evening on the sea, a city glowing in the distance, and someone beside me. And maybe years from now, when memories return to life, I'll still remember that sunset and you standing by my side. The ferry left at sunset across the Bosphorus sea. The city slowly faded behind, but you stayed close to me. The ferry left at sunset beneath the painted sky, and for the first time in a while, everything felt right. The ferry left at sunset, and our story sailed with it.
The streets still wind through Galata, the same as they did then. The cafés hum with quiet voices like old familiar friends. The ferries cross the Bosphorus beneath the evening sky, and every corner of this city still brings you to my mind. The years move on, the seasons change, but some memories remain. Istanbul still remembers the days we left behind, Every street and every shoreline still carries traces of your smile. Istanbul still remembers, though time keeps moving on. Somewhere within these city lights, our story still belongs. The lanterns glow along the water, the music fills the air, and every place we used to visit feels like you're still there. The city wears its evening colors of amber, gold and blue, and every reflection on the sea somehow reminds me of you. The years move on, the seasons change, but some memories remain. Istanbul still remembers the days we left behind. Every street and every shoreline still carries traces of your smile. Istanbul still remembers, though time keeps moving on. Somewhere within these city lights, our story still belongs. Maybe cities keep our memories long after people go, hidden inside old alleyways only the night can know. And maybe every step I take leads me back once more to the version of myself that stood beside you before. Istanbul still remembers the days we left behind. Every street and every shoreline still carries traces of your smile. Istanbul still remembers, though time keeps moving on. Somewhere within these city lights, our story still belongs. Istanbul still remembers, and so do I.
The afternoon was painted gold across the Bosphorus sea. The ferries drifted slowly by like scenes from a memory. The coffee cups sat on the table, the breeze moved through the air, and somehow every little thing felt lighter when you were there. No grand adventure, no perfect plan, just a quiet day and your hand in mine. Coffee by the Bosphorus, watching the world go by. The waves beneath the city lights, the colors in the sky. Coffee by the Bosphorus, a simple afternoon, yet somehow every moment there still feels too beautiful to lose. distant seagulls, the laughter from nearby cafés, the sunlight dancing on the water as we talked away the day. We spoke about tomorrow and places yet to see, never knowing years from then this would mean everything to me. No grand adventure, no perfect plan, just a quiet day and your hand in mine. Coffee by the Bosphorus, watching the world go by, the waves beneath the city lights, the colors in the sky. Coffee by the Bosphorus, a simple afternoon, yet somehow every moment there still feels too beautiful to lose. Maybe happiness is hidden inside the smallest things, a warm cup by the water and the peace that love can bring. And maybe that's the reason these memories never fade, because the best moments in life are often quietly made. Coffee by the Bosphorus, watching the world go by, the waves beneath the city lights, the colors in the sky. Coffee by the Bosphorus, a simple afternoon, yet somehow every moment there still feels too beautiful to lose. Coffee by the Bosphorus, the memory still remains.
The evening slowly settled across the Bosphorus Sea. The city wore its golden colors as far as we could see.
The ferries drifted quietly beneath the fading light, and somewhere through the distance a familiar call filled the night.
The city paused, the world stood still,
and silence spoke what words never will. The evening call to prayer echoed across the sky,
while the
city glowed around us and the daylight said goodbye. The evening call to prayer carried by the evening breeze, and for a moment all I wanted was for time to stay with me.
the lantern started shining along the waterfront cafés.
The waves reflected amber light as the daylight slipped away.
We didn't need a conversation,
we didn't need a plan.
the beauty of the moment was enough to understand. The city
paused, the world stood still, and silence spoke what words never will. The evening call to prayer echoed across the sky, while the city glowed around us and the daylight said goodbye. The evening call to prayer carried by the evening breeze, and for a moment all I wanted was for time to stay with me.
Maybe every city has a heartbeat hidden in the air,
A sound that lives forever long after you're not there.
and every time I hear it,
No matter where I roam,
it brings me back to Istanbul and the feeling of being home.
the evening call to prayer echoed across the sky, while the city glowed around us and the daylight said goodbye. The evening call to prayer carried by the evening breeze, and for a moment all I wanted was for time to stay with me.
The evening call to prayer,
and the city held its prayer.
we wandered through the narrow streets beneath the fading light. The city whispered all around as day turned into night. The cafés spilled their music onto the cobblestone below, and every step beside you felt like somewhere I belong. But something changed, I couldn't see the silence growing quietly. A street we never finished still lives inside my mind, somewhere between the beginning and the goodbye we couldn't find. A street we never finished beneath the Istanbul sky. I didn't know that evening would be the last time. The lanterns glowed above us, the city carried on, yet somehow all the laughter felt a little distant now. You looked away for a moment toward the Bosphorus lights, and though I stood beside you, you felt farther that night. But something changed, I couldn't see a silence growing quietly. A street we never finished still lives inside my mind, somewhere between the beginning and the goodbye we couldn't find. A street we never finished
beneath the Istanbul sky. I didn't know that evening would be the last time. Maybe endings don't arrive with a single word or sign. Maybe they begin as silence, slowly stealing time. And maybe every broken story starts exactly this way, not with a goodbye, but with something left unsaid. A street we never finish still lives inside my mind, somewhere between the beginning and the goodbye we couldn't find. A street we never finished beneath the Istanbul sky. I didn't know that evening would be the last time. A street we never finished, and neither did we.
The ferries crossed the water the way they always had, connecting distant shorelines while we were drifting apart. The city carried on around us, the lights reflected on the sea. But somewhere in the quiet you felt farther from me. I tried to hide it, I tried to stay, but distance was finding its way. The distance between us didn't happen overnight. It grew inside the silence between the days and nights. The distance between us wasn't measured by the sea. It was every little moment you stopped seeing me. The cafe still felt familiar, the streets still knew our names, but something in our conversations wasn't quite the same. I watched the Bosphorus at sunset and wondered what went wrong, how two people standing together could feel so far apart. I tried to hide it, I tried to stay, but distance was finding its way. The distance between us didn't happen overnight. It grew inside the silence between the days and nights. The distance between us wasn't measured by the sea. It was every little moment you stopped seeing me. Maybe love doesn't break like a sudden storm at sea. Maybe it fades like evening light so slowly we can't see. And maybe all I ever wanted was one reason to remain, one sign that you still felt the way you did back then. The distance between us didn't happen overnight. It grew inside the silence between the days and nights. The distance between us wasn't measured by the sea. It was every little distance between us began long before goodbye.
Rain fell softly over Karaköy onto the streets below. The city lights blurred in the water like memories letting go.
The cafe windows glowed behind us. The Bosphorus turned to gray. And somewhere inside the silence we felt the night slipping away.
The rain kept falling,
The city stayed awake,
while something fragile
began to break.
rain over Karaköy,
Washing colors from the night. We sat beneath the same roof, yet felt miles apart inside.
rain
Over Karaköy, falling into the sea. The storm outside was gentle, but not the one in me.
The ferries crossed the darkness, their lights moving through the rain.
Like people trying to find a way back home again.
You looked beyond the water toward a distant shore,
And for the first time I realized you weren't here anymore.
the rain kept falling,
The city stayed awake,
while something
fragile began to break.
rain
Over Karaköy, washing colors from the night. We sat beneath the same roof, yet felt miles apart inside.
rain
Over Karaköy, falling into the sea. The storm outside was gentle, but not the one in me.
Maybe every goodbye begins before it's ever said.
Hidden in quiet evenings and words left unsaid.
Maybe hearts can drift away
Like boats upon the tide,
without a single warning,
until the distance is too wide.
rain
Over Karaköy, washing colors from the night. We sat beneath the same roof, yet felt miles apart inside.
rain
Over Karaköy, falling into the sea. The storm outside was gentle, but not the one in me.
rain
Over Karaköy, and neither of us spoke.
The last ferry crossed the water beneath a sky of fading blue. The city lights danced on the Bosphorus, but all I saw was you. The seat beside me sat empty, where your laughter used to stay, and every wave against the shoreline carried pieces of the day. The city moved, the night went on, but something told me you were gone. The last ferry home carried me through the night, past the shores we used to know, and the fading city lights. The last ferry home across the darkened sea. The whole city was around me, yet you were missing from everything. The ferries always find their harbor, no matter where they roam, but hearts don't always know the way back to what they called home. The rain had left the streets shining, the cafés slowly closed, then somewhere between the water and the sky I lost what mattered most. The city moved, the night went on, but something told me you were gone. The last ferry home carried me through the night, past the shores we used to know, and the fading city lights. The last ferry home across the darkened sea. The whole city was around me, yet you were missing from everything. Maybe I should have said more, maybe I should have stayed. Maybe some endings happen because we are too afraid, and maybe every crossing leaves something on the shore, a version of ourselves that won't return anymore. The last ferry home carried me through the night, past the shores we used to know, and the fading city lights. The last ferry home across the darkened sea. The whole city was around me, yet you were missing from everything. The last ferry home, and I came back alone.
The city looked so beautiful the night we said goodbye. The Bosphorus was shining beneath the moonlit sky. I watched the ferries cross the water while standing by the shore, wondering if you'd turn around like you had before. I wasn't leaving because I stopped caring. I was was hoping you'd stay. If you had stayed, maybe we could have found a way. Maybe the distance wouldn't have won. Maybe love would have remained. If you had stayed just a little longer that night, maybe we'd still be walking beneath the Istanbul lights. The cafe slowly emptied, the city whispered low, and every passing minute made it harder to let go. I wanted you to stop me, I wanted you to see how much I was still holding on to what we used to be. I wasn't leaving because I stopped caring. I was hoping you'd stay. If you had stayed, maybe we could have found a way. Maybe the distance wouldn't have won. Maybe love would have remained. If you had stayed just a little longer that night, maybe we'd still be walking beneath the Istanbul lights. Maybe we were both waiting for the other one to speak. Maybe silence built a wall neither of us could leap. And maybe that's the tragedy of every heart afraid. Sometimes love survives, but the courage fades. If you had stayed, maybe we could have found a way. Maybe the distance wouldn't have won. Maybe love would have remained. If you had stayed just a little longer that night, maybe we'd still be walking beneath the Istanbul lights. If you had stayed, I would have stayed too.
The cafe hasn't changed much since the days we used to come. The same old chairs beside the window, the same evening sun. Galata watches over the city the way it always has, while years keep passing quietly like shadows that don't last. I wrote your name across the page and suddenly felt every age. A letter from Galata that never found but couldn't bring myself to say. A letter from Galata, folded carefully in blue. A conversation with the past, still addressed to you. The ferries still cross the Bosphorus, the cafés still stay awake. The city keeps on moving for everyone except my mistakes. I wonder if you'd read it, if it arrived one day, or if some stories are meant to live inside the words we never say. I wrote your name across the page and suddenly felt every age. A letter from Galata that never found its way, filled with all the things I meant but couldn't bring myself to say. A letter from Galata, folded carefully in blue. A conversation with the past, still addressed to you. Maybe every city hides 1,000 unsent letters, waiting in forgotten drawers to be discovered years later. And maybe every heart keeps one story unfinished, not because love disappeared, but because courage diminished. A letter from Galata that never found its way, filled with all the things I meant but couldn't bring myself to say. A letter from Galata, folded carefully in blue. A conversation with the past, still addressed to you. A letter from Galata, still waiting to be sent.
Midnight settles on the water. The ferries have all gone home. The city lights drift softly across the Bosphorus alone. The cafés close their doors now. The streets grow quiet too, and somehow in the silence I still think of you. The years moved on, the seasons changed, but some memories remain. The Bosphorus at midnight still carries your name, like moonlight on the water. Nothing stays the same. The Bosphorus at midnight still whispers through the reflection on the sea feels like you were there. The city wrapped in gold, the ferries crossing between worlds, the stories we once told. The distance took us somewhere neither heart had planned, yet somehow every memory still returns with the tide again. The years moved on, the seasons changed, but some memories remained. The Bosphorus at midnight still carries your name. Like moonlight on the water, nothing stays the same. The Bosphorus at midnight still whispers through the air, and every reflection on the sea feels like you were there. Maybe love becomes a memory, not a wound that has to stay. Maybe time turns pain into light that gently shows the way. And maybe somewhere far away beneath another sky, you're remembering this city too, on some sleepless night. The Bosphorus at midnight still carries your name. Like moonlight on the water, nothing stays the same. The Bosphorus at midnight still whispers through the air, and every reflection on the sea feels like you were there. The Bosphorus at midnight still remembers us.
The spring arrived in Istanbul, just like it always does. The ferries crossed the water, the city woke with love.
The trees beside the Bosphorus were dressed in shades of green, and every corner of the city felt softer than I'd seen.
The years went by,
yet sometimes still a memory returns at will.
maybe in another spring,
When the flowers bloom again,
we'll walk beside the Bosphorus.
like we did back then.
Maybe in another spring,
When the city turns to gold,
we'll find the words we couldn't find.
when we were young and bold.
The cafés fill with laughter, the evenings stay out late.
And somewhere in the crowd, I wonder if it's fate.
The city keeps on changing, yet some things never leave.
The story
The years went by, yet sometimes still a memory returns at will.
Maybe in another spring,
when the flowers bloom again,
we'll walk beside the Bosphorus
like we did back then.
Maybe in another spring,
when the city turns to gold,
we'll find the words we couldn't find
when we were young and bold.
Maybe some stories aren't unfinished.
Maybe they simply take their time,
Waiting for the right season.
waiting for the right sign.
And maybe somewhere in the future, when the timing finally feels right,
Two familiar souls will meet again
beneath
Istanbul's lights.
Maybe in another spring,
when the flowers bloom again,
we'll walk beside the Bosphorus.
like we did back then.
Maybe in another spring,
When the city turns to gold,
we'll find the words we couldn't find.
when we were young and bold.
Maybe in another spring. Until then,
I'll remember. The city slowly settles down beneath a moonlit sky. The ferries rest upon the water as the night drifts by. The cafés close their final doors. The streets grow calm again, and all the memories we made still linger in the wind. Some cities stay long after we leave, living quietly inside our dreams. Until Istanbul sleeps, your light still shine in me. Every ferry, every shoreline lives inside my memory. Until Istanbul sleeps, though it's time to move along, part of my heart will always stay where I once belonged. The Bosphorus reflects the stars, the same as years before, carrying stories through the night, from shore to distant shore. The city keeps its secrets the way it always will, and somewhere in those quiet streets our footsteps linger still. Some cities stay long after we leave, living quietly inside our dreams. Until Istanbul sleeps, your light still shine in me. Every ferry, every shoreline lives inside my memory until Istanbul sleeps. Though it's time to move along, part of my heart will always stay where I once belonged. Maybe every journey leaves a piece of us behind, hidden in familiar places only memories can find. And maybe every city waits for those who once called it home, patiently beneath the stars until they return alone. Until Istanbul sleeps, your light still shine in me. Every ferry, every shoreline lives inside my memory until Istanbul sleeps. Though it's time to move along, part of my heart will always stay where I once belonged. Until Istanbul sleeps, until we meet